Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today yet again. I see we have Fernando Garza there. Hola Fernando, how's it going, mate? Buena Fernando. And we have a few people waiting here, which is just amazing. Wasn't expecting to have that many people waiting. Like 5 people, oh my god. Oh, we have so many people now. Incredible, right? It's a lot for the beginning of the live stream. It's a lot. Usually there's like 2 people waiting, like maybe. So yeah, that's great. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Hola Fernando. Hola. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. And so first of all, let me get my glasses on. I forgot to put my glasses on. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to look at code. So it's best if I put my glasses on. So first of all, I'm sorry about Thursday. I couldn't do it on Thursday, and then I was coming in. I thought, okay, I'm coming back on Friday, and then Friday was like, nah, and then Saturday was like, yeah, and then I didn't come back. I just said, let's do it Tuesday, because the thing is, usually when I do it off my usual days, it's weird, not many people show up, and it's like frustrating. So I do the whole effort of coming in, showing up and doing the stuff, and then it's for nothing, and that's very frustrating. So I'd much rather just come here now and have fun with you. And yes, so thanks so much for joining, thanks so much for being there, and let's get to it. If anyone has questions, it's the right time to bring them up. It's the right time to start talking about things you need, things we need, things that we can start talking about from the beginning. We can take them, and right off the table just now, which is fantastic. So, okay, let me see if I can. I will close this down here, because this usually, bothers. And I have to. Here's the thing, right? So this thing, OBS, is absolutely terrible on this computer. So when I start sharing my screen, I like to have everything presented already there. Like, oh, here's everything, there you go. So while you make your questions, while you think about what you want to ask, if you need anything, I'm like an oracle here, just ask your question, I'll answer. So you bring your questions, and while you do that, I'll show you how things are going here with the visual scripting and all that. We'll talk about this now. let me close everything we don't need. Everything that's just bothering us. Let's just close this. Let's just close. Player control, egg player. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, we can use this and we can close this. Yeah, we're okay with this. Brilliant. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's come in here and let's show you what's going on. Okay. Here we are. The last thing we had, a little game. We have Hunglo here in the chat. How's it going, mate? Rogue Engine is a game engine for the web, mate. It's a game engine for Three.js. So you can download it at rogueengine.io and play around with it. It's free, so you can fool around with it. All right. Let's get started. I'll show it to you now. Here we go. All right. Yes, we're playing with this thing now. So yeah, we were just building this little example that we needed to. What did we do here? I think I may have destroyed my latest script. Yeah. I I created this this thing. I need to remove it. Yeah. Okay. And this one is a number now. Yeah, let's put it here. There you go. Okay, yeah. There you go. I think that should work now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we were doing this little thing to test the visual scripting. Because the goal is for my wife to be able to create something like this. She hasn't touched a line of code in her life. So doing this for her would be like a very first experience of doing anything related to code. And yeah, and so the idea is that if she's able to do it, then anyone will, right? So yeah, we need to make it fun though, because this is not fun. This is absolutely not fun. So we need to like find something that is interesting here. Make it interesting somehow, or yeah, find something else to do. Either way, yeah, either way, we need to think of something. So yeah, it's an idea for a game for my wife to reproduce, basically. So let's see if we're able to do that. But yes, while you well, we have Fernando there saying it's a game engine based on Three.js. Exactly. Yes, and it's for the web basically, right? So it's a web game engine. But yeah, let's come in here and let's see. Sorry, let's see how this is built. So we have the falling eggs scene here, and we have let's drink some water first. We have our this egg collect logic game, right? So it's egg collection. Basically, we have a bird that collects eggs. Basically, the eggs fall down from the sky and collect them, something like that. And so we have the egg prefab here, right? The egg prefab, we just have it here, right? This is all mixed up with the we're using the Flappy Bird assets. So we have the pipes here for the Flappy Bird and all that. So here we just built this egg. There's basically a ball. So we're calling this, you know, the paracetamol eggs or something. You know, I don't know why that came up. Or we just said, you know, this is the American eggs or something, you know. This is probably Americans have round eggs or something. I don't know. Their hens are different. You know, they have paracetamol in them or something. I don't know how that came up. I don't remember, but yeah, that came up somehow. And yeah, that's it. So this is the egg, right? Just drag and drop it here. Basically, that's all. And yeah, and then we have an interval. We have a minimum interval, right? How long it takes, like how much you want to wait in between different egg instantiations. We have an origin height, so how high the eggs will instantiate. And then we have the bird itself, right? The bird with this little bird here, the player basically. And we just drag and drop it here like that, right? So we have the floor, which is just what is it? Yeah, death. We called it death because it's the place where you die. It's where you lose points because you've hit the floor, and then that's it, right? So we have these two things. And what else? Yeah, is death there, and then there is the lives. The lives, you have 3 lives. You have the score, which is 0 at the very beginning, right? But this is like the initial score lives that you're gonna have. We're not initializing them at the very beginning. And then we have the score UI and the lives UI. This is the 2 things that we're showing up here, right? Something we're going to do today is I'm going to show the we're going to show the how the UI works, because I think some people were confused the way I used it and thought that it was a bit different than we did. But yeah, let's see. Scott B 1969 saying I must be buying imported eggs. Probably, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know how that came up, but but welcome, mate. Welcome. I'm sure the eggs in the US are exactly like every other place in the world. Well, I don't know, honestly. I don't remember. I was in the US once, and I don't remember, but I was too young. I don't remember how eggs tasted in the US or the shape of them. So, I need to watch some videos, and but I don't know. Can I trust them? Is it AI though? We need to find out. all right. So yeah, but thanks for being there, mate. Thanks for joining us and joining us in the fun as well. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll show you how this component, this little component works. Well, first of all, let me show you the player, right? Because this is the player. The player has a rapier body, which means that the player has a physical body, right? That's all it's saying, right? It has this little bird group in here, and in here you have the collider itself, right? Which is, as you can see, just the, oh no, I just went inside the bird. But yeah, you need this collider. This collider is the basically just a sphere, as you can see there, a rapier ball, and then you have the the different parts of the bird. And yeah, I just built this with primitive shapes, and then you have, if you watch the Flappy Bird tutorial I did, this is the same bird I built basically for that tutorial. And yeah, and then you have, basically the bird, the player itself has a rapier body and a bird player controller. This components, all of the components here I built, the 2 components that we built for this thing specifically are built without any code, right? The egg collect logic, and you can see the rapier config here to activate physics, and the bird player controller, the 2 that we need. Okay, so let's look at them 2 separately. Let's see. So Fernando Garza asks, the egg collect logic is kind of like a game manager. Yes, it's kind of like the game logic, the thing that gives the logic to the game. I usually call it game logic, but we have a game logic already here in this project, which is the game logic for the Flappy Bird. And since we're piggybacking on the Flappy Bird project, we're using a different name for it. Also, like, since we're building a very specific thing, it's not, it's just a very specific example of a Flappy Bird thing, right? So let's look at the bird player controller. Okay, so the bird player controller, basically it's just, as you can see, this is just the system that we're building for the visual editor. Don't pay attention to this. I still haven't fixed this, and I will not fix it until it's integrated with the engine, because it makes no sense right now. Right now I'm building everything like separately. So and I will join everything in once. I'll merge it all together once it's finished, or at least kind of finished. But yeah, this doesn't work. So it should be showing you the thing that's opened, but yeah, it won't. So don't worry about it. What this does is basically have the 2 fields here, right? You see the 2 fields. One is inspected, the other one is just a require, right? One is simply showing you the speed and giving you like an initial speed, like this is the initialized value. We changed it here to 30, right? You see how the field shows up here. We can add another one if we want, right? We can add any, call it string, and you know, and say, you know, whatever we want, whatever. And then we can come here and say inspect, and we can save it, and you'll see it here. You see how it appears down here, right? So because this is simply making your fields, building the fields inside the component, right? So you have your speed, this weird field that we just created. Let's delete it because we don't need it. And yeah, and the other one, you see how it disappeared. And the other one, the rapier body here, this just using is required, right? Which means that it's requiring the rapier body, the first one it finds here. So what we're doing is we are getting the move axis, right, in the update. So whenever every frame in the update, we are coming in here and saying, okay, we will get the axis for move, the move controls. And we have move and look, this is the only two that we have defined, the only two axes that we have defined. So we press here and you see how you can find your only two options. It returns the move X and the move Y, right? And so we can use that here, right? We say rapier move, right? All we did here was simply say rapier and move, right? And you see how it's right there. If you just say rapier, you can see everything, every rapier method that we have right now. Yeah, you can just add it like this. It shows up in this way. This is the initial, right? And you can just add the body, like it's right here. Just this body that we're requiring, which is this component that we have here. And then we have the move X, which is this one right here. So we just click here on the X. So in the X axis, we select the move X. We don't want anything else because we just want to move side to side, right? And yeah. And we just decide on the speed here. Instead of a 0 here, we can just hard code this to 30, right? But since we want to be able to modify it easily in this field here, we use a field up here, and it's going to be the field speed. This is only going to allow us to get anything, to select stuff that is a number, right? That can return a number. Otherwise, you won't let us. So yeah, only numbers here. You can see. In the tooltip there. So yeah, that's how that was shaped basically. And yeah, so that's the move component. The player component, right? Then we have what else do we have? Well, we have the following X. Oh, let me see. Fernando says, I noticed that components on game objects are always showing. Could you collapse the components on the inspector just like the options or transform? We could add that. No, you can't right now. No, you can add like a group on top here on your component and collapse, you know, certain parts like here. You see how you have groups and you can collapse the different parts of the component. But yeah, we don't have a thing to collapse them. We could add a little arrow there. Yeah, could be useful. Could prove handy. Yeah, it's a good feature request. Add it there to the feature request in the Discord, so we can address it later. I remember to do it because most of these I remember. Oh, this is in the things to do. Yeah. So then we have yeah, this is the bird controller. So it's the player has the bird controller. That's it, right? And then we have the egg collect logic. Let's look at the egg collect. So yeah, don't pay attention to this else if thing. I just added here. I was just testing things with this log. So yeah, don't pay attention to that. And so one of the things I've been building, I've been working hard to like define is the else if, you know, the if, else if, and else, the whole mechanic. I rebuilt it. Basically, I had to do a whole rewrite of the way it was done, so that because it's sort of treated as any other. The else if is treated as any other action, as any other block here, but yeah, you can move it around like this, just like every other one of these. But you can move it outside of here, right? So you can't really, you can't take it out of the if. So it's kind of tough to do, to sort of, because I had to classify things and make it simpler to kind of classify it. And then we have let me see. We have it says Fernando says, this is because I can see myself adding a lot of components. Yeah, makes sense. I love the Visual Composer. Yeah, this is very new. It's coming up in the 1.0, so you'll be able to use it there. And I think so. I'll add to the feature request. But brilliant, Fernando. Thanks so much. Please keep them coming. The requests, they always help. Even if it's not going to be addressed right now, something but something as simple as that, I can add it. It's not that hard, or something that I can say, okay, now in this update I can add this. So I usually try to pack those things in bigger updates. So whenever there's something like that, okay, I have this here now, I pick it up, I do it, and I just pack it up and release it. So it's always good to have those requests out there, and okay, let's look at this. Don't pay attention to this else if. It's just to show how the else if works. It's just logging different things. You can select whatever you want to be true or false here, so to test the logic. So that's what I did, and every start it would show different things. That's basically what I did there. I also built the setting variables because we didn't have an action function to set the variables. So the variables were basically constants, and this return types, basically this is, in this case we're calling it var here, but it's just a return for an action, right? And the difference is that it does nothing on it, it just returns something, right? So it's a simple action, like say, let me give you some action that returns something. For instance, let's say, anyone really, any action really works. Negate, for instance, negate. It just gets something. Like for instance, you could get value and negate it, and it will return value inverted, right? And you can rename this, and say inverted value, and right, and now you can use this instead of you can use inverted value here and set it to something else. So now you can handle variables in a different way, right? It's now you can use variables as actual variables, basically, right? They can vary. They're not constants, which they previously were. This was a challenge as well. So these two big challenges, structural challenges that I had, I was able to fix them, and now we are basically there. The two things that I'm missing right now are the well, there are three important things here. Three important things that I need to sort of fix. Two things, or add, not fix, add, which are the telling you when something has changed to, okay, that something's wrong, for instance, right? Say, okay, if I change this to a string, now this is a string, now value is a string. You can't negate a string, this requires a number. But you added this variable when it was a number here. You shouldn't even be able to see it here. So the thing is, this has the old value showing up. So the point is that we should be able to make this work in real time and be able to tell the variables, to notify the different variables being used, hey, this has changed, you need to change as well. So it should show here a red border saying this is wrong, this is bad. And that's what I'm working on right now, trying to do this sort of live debugging, and then like notifying errors, things like that, error notifications. And then the other thing I'm doing is I'm trying to fix the I'm trying to build a way to do actual debugging, right? So that it will tell you, okay, if there's an error someplace here, that it will notify you of the error. It's sort of maybe not here, but in the console, and the console will take you here. So I'm trying to see how that interplay works, because I see how I can solve certain errors because I know about this a lot. I know a lot about this thing. But if you are not familiar with this, it's really hard to debug errors. You can do logs. Right now, logging is the only way to realize, okay, what's going on here? Why is this wrong? Why isn't it working? But having like a more specific sort of logs, at least. At first, maybe it will be just some special logs, like error logs. But then later it will have to be some kind of a something more robust than this, because this is pathetic really right now. I mean, the fact that you can't really know for a fact where errors are coming from. You should know, okay, this line errored, something like that, you know. We can't be reading this in runtime, but we could know, okay, this broke in which part, so maybe we can show you where the error was. I don't know. We can add a bunch of debugging tools later on. Sort of, okay, like adding breaks, line breaks and things like that. That would be really cool. But yeah, that would make this an incredible tool, honestly. But yeah, that will take a while. For now, having good, efficient logging, I think is good. And marking errors, like live debugging, like sort of errors showing red borders and things like that, when we know that the type is wrong, for instance, right? Type checking on the fly, in case things change, things like that, right? Yeah. So that's basically what I'm working on right now. That's one of my biggest priorities at this very specific time. And yeah, so let's focus on what the egg logic does. So what's the egg logic doing? Well, in the start, so let's ignore this whole part here and come here to the HTML text set, right? So we are setting the Lives UI element, right? Which is simply this thing here, which is, we have the score group. Yeah, this is the lives group. Yeah, it's not score group, it's lives group. I'll call it lives group, which simply has some HTML elements. And this is the Lives UI component. It's just an HTML text component. And we just added it. No, here. We just added it here, right? We simply came here and did boop, like that. And there it gives us the HTML text. You can see it here, right? HTML text, inspect, and it will give us that. And what we're doing here is we are taking the Lives UI and setting it to whatever we have in Lives. In this case, it's 3, right? So we know it starts with 3, so we're setting Lives UI to 3. Basically, that's all we're doing. And then we're checking collisions for the bird. And so whenever we collide with, whenever the bird collides with something, we ask if the name of the thing we collided with, of the other object, is equal to egg, right? Then we remove that other thing, and we say that we want to set this field of we want to set the score field, which is this field here. You can see, right? It's set right here. You can see how I've set it here, and it's right here. Yeah, we're setting that field to the score itself, and we're adding 1. See that, right? And then what we do is we're saying we're setting the score UI to that thing we set in the score. All right, so whatever value we created here in the score, we've set to the score, is added here to the score UI. Same thing for the floor, but now instead of so we're removing the other object, and if the object if we are colliding with an egg, we're removing that object, and we're saying, okay, we want to set field lives, we want to subtract 1, and if we're making sure that if our lives are smaller than 0, we want to make lives 0, so that we're never -1 or something like that. And we're setting the UI of the Lives UI to whatever we have in Lives. right? So if we reduced it and it's now 2, right, it will set to 2 here, right? That's all we're really doing. And in every frame, right, so this is just the setup, but in every frame, all we're doing is simply checking if our current interval, so if the amount of time that has passed is greater or equal to the next, so the interval that we're expecting, right? So say we say it's 0.8 seconds. We're at 0 right now, so we come here and say, okay, right now these 2 are at 0, so we come in here and say if we're going to set the next interval to a random range of minimum interval and max interval, which is the 2 we have here, so it's going to be something between 1 and 0.5, and we are not flooring that, right? So we want to get a decimal number. If we set this to true, it will give us it will floor the number basically. And we can set the current interval field to 0 so that we reset it. And, now we'll start counting the current interval again, right after we go through this. And we instantiate the egg prefab. We're giving it no parent, so it'll just throw it in the scene directly. And we're setting this position, the position of the egg instance that we just created. You see how this variable is given to us by the instantiate action. And we're setting this position on X to a random range of -10 and 10. And we're also not flooring that, so we can get 5.6 and or something like that, and or a -4. And we're setting the Y position to the origin height, which we have here, as you can see, right in the right here in the component. And the set we won't touch because we have no depth here, right? So we don't care about that. And so when next time it won't come in here, right? So because we've just set this range, now it's just simply every frame, while it's not bigger or equal, the current interval is not bigger or equal to the next interval, it'll just add the delta time. So the time is passed in the previous frame, it'll just add it to our current interval. So it's basically just a time counter. It's just adding time. And when we reach the time that we need, it comes back in here and does the whole process over and over again. So it's it's something fairly simple, but that it's common in every type of game, and we can do it easily with no code, right? It's sort of just setting up a counter, making sure we reach that counter, coming in here and instantiating something when we reach that counter, right? Setting the position of the thing we instantiated, resetting our counter. So it's very simple, right? Come in here, check the counter, set the counter back, reset it, instantiate something, set the position, and go back. Keep adding to the counter, reach it, every frame. This method has nothing in it. I just added it for nothing. But let's save this. So that's what we're doing, and that's what this does basically, right? So eggs fall down, and you can see how we're scoring. We're adding to the score there, and there you go. So let's just save this. Let's see here. We have Mr. Lay here. How's it going, mate? Thanks for joining us. I just remembered we can do the UI with a single group right now. Right? You only did this to manage it easier. Yes. Let me show you that. Actually, this UI thing doesn't really need much. The way I did it, why it looks complicated like this is because it's easier to manage, right? You can keep your things like in rows, and so that these two are in a row, right? And they're set up right there in the center, so it's easy to center, keep it very centered. If we keep this free moving, it's really hard to do like a snap thing, and then keeping it real with the CSS, right? It would be through code every frame, checking the position and doing things like that are just going to add up to your game. I don't want to make your game worse. You may need a bit more work to center things around and you snap things in the right place here. Just touching basically fields here, right? You don't need to go and write code. You just need to come here and configure this. But it'll give you a more precise thing that doesn't need any code or doesn't need, any constant handling of, the width and the height and things like that. They're very expensive in HTML. So, if we can avoid touching that, the best. Let's just let the HTML and renderer and the browser renderer to do its thing and give it, the Flexbox things, and it'll work. But if you want, you can just have this thing anywhere you want, right? You can say, also, it's easier to say if you want to say, I don't want to show my game UI now. I want to show the game over UI. So you just stop displaying this one and you display another one that has the game UI. I'll show you that in the other one, in the Flappy Bird one. But yeah, you can just add here. Let's just not display this. And yeah, let's just also hide this one, right? So this is our whole UI, right? This is our whole UI. I've just grouped it here in this HTML flex, but you can just add, say, not even a group. Let's just add an object. I just clicked grouped again. I can't function today. Okay, I just added an object here. I'm just gonna add a text, HTML text, and I'm just gonna write hello world. There you go. See how this hello world there. But it's hard to sort of move around and within the within here. It's this, it's not easy to move around. So even if you have like positioning and things like that, like absolute positioning, where is it really going to be in your game? Like, what's a realistic way that you're going to handle this in your game? You usually want this to be on a corner somewhere, like in the lower right, something like that. So that's why Flexbox helps you, right? So you group things. Okay, this group is my right side UI, right? So this is the thing that's going to be on the right lower corner. That is going to have my a speed limit and things like that, or my controls, say the buttons for my players in the mobile players, and I don't know, things like that, right? Maybe you're going to have a slider, things like that. So we want to add more controls like that in here. Maybe it's an analog, a touch analog stick, something like that, a bunch of buttons that you want to do things, but usually you want to have them either centered in a list, or you want to have them on the side somewhere here, on the top, aligned in a row or in a column. But it's usually somewhere that is not, you don't want it to be like, okay, I want it at 25, 55, because that is never going to be exactly in the same place you want it to be, right? It depends on if you have free window like this, yeah, it's just going to be a mess. One time it's going to be there, one time it's going to be there. So it can be very complicated. The best way to handle that is to, the best way to handle this is with flex aligning. That's been my experience, at least, right? Either you put things in the very center, or you put them in a corner, or you put them in the one side or the other. So, working in groups of things that you can simply add text to, so you have, in this case, we have our whole UI, right? So this is the main group, and then inside we have, both are different UI things, right? Your UI groups here, right? So we have this core group and the lives group, and if we want to have one and not the other, which we can just have one and not the other, right? But yeah, we want both, so we're just gonna add both. And and they're aligned with the Flexbox group in a column, and then each one of them are aligned in a row, as a row, right? It's all centered. So yeah, you see how this can sort of help you out aligning things and keeping them in position in a scene. You know, it's I know it can seem a bit obscure, but the whole point is to make it easier to expand your UI, right? Because it's great you can just throw, I mean, I can just throw this, you know, number here and say, oh, you know, just add another score here, you know, just duplicate this one, have another one, you know, and just throw it, you know, on top here, and then say, yeah, here it is, you know, we have a number. It's just but yeah, it's hard. What do you align it with? What's it paired with? Where does it go? Yeah, so kind of like that, I don't know. And yeah, and you can have your own UI style. So you can say HTML. You have the HTML UI CSS where you can set up your own styles for things. And I haven't added the classes yet, but you will be able to add classes here and do things with different classes. So that will work too. And the name IDs as well. That will work as well. That will be quite cool. So yeah, this is all things to consider. Let me show you with the bird game, right? With the Flappy Bird. Let's see if the Flappy Bird still works, because I've changed so many things that I thought the Flappy Bird may be broken, but no, Flappy Bird works. Okay, yeah, okay. So what you see here, the whole UI is built with this new UI system, right? So how does it work? Well, it has the start game UI, right? So this is always on, right? The HTML, the main group, the UI main group. And then you have the start game UI, so you can build your UI here with this thing on. Then we are turning it off when we start the game and showing the in-game menu, right? And then we're turning it off when we lose, and we're showing the game over UI, where you have the score and your retry button there, right? So you can handle your groups, and you see how the group itself is just a column, right, with a gap. And you know, you can change your gap here. You can set your gap to be, I don't know, 25, I don't know, 20, something like that. So you can decide how you want things to be aligned. It's very simple, really. It's just add things here. And we have another group here, for instance. This is the score group, that it just has the score label and the score itself, right? So you know, you can make this element is being used by the game logic here, right? The score UI is this one here, right? It's just this. No, this is the final score. So this will be this one, right? The score UI, basically this one. So just to show you that, you know, you can actually do, you know, so many things with this, you know, and it's fairly simple to like organize yourself. Without being an overkill, I guess. And you know, it's showing you, you know, something that's centered. Centering things is hard, so giving you ways that you can easily center things, like vertically, horizontally, things like that. You know, I think it's better than just giving you, okay, just move things around here and then place it whatever you want. That's a mess. I think that's just a recipe for disaster, and probably gonna make things a lot worse in the end, I think. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Mostly for free, when you have like free positioning, you know, like absolute positioning. Mr. Later saying, cool, yeah, it was just a bit intimidating at first from the previous stream. Yeah, I can understand that, but that's my fault, absolutely my fault. Probably because I was terrible at explaining how it worked. So that's very likely the case. I think it's not too intimidating once you use it once, I think. But definitely I need to do some tests. What I'm going to do here's, I want to tell you this. Yes, this is something that I think you'll like this. I'm going to make, I'm still thinking about how's it going to look like, but the next Rogue Engine website is going to be all made with Rogue Engine. The full website is going to be all Rogue Engine, and I'm still thinking about how, like, what should it be like. If you have ideas, mate, anyone watching the live stream who's been here for a while, if you have any ideas how we can make rogueengine.io website interesting with all 3D, that's like what I really want to do. It should be easy to use, because I think that people that are entering a website don't want to be playing a game, I guess. You want to enter a website and see information. So it should be like a website, but have some 3D elements that are not overkill, so any mobile browser can open it. But it should be a full Rogue Engine application, and using things like just scrolling and clicking, right? So it's just scroll and click, and maybe something moves around. I don't know. I really don't know what specifically. I'm trying to think of ideas, but yeah, if you have any idea, that would be really cool, right? That would be one of those really cool things. Yeah. Always wanted to do it, but I was always waiting to have like a more robust way to do AI. UI. I have AI in my head, right? It's thinking about that. Everyone's talking about AI. It's just banging your head with that. Just want to say UI and say AI. Everyone's thinking, so I was planning on doing something like that, but I wanted to have like a more robust way to do the UI. And now that I have like an interesting, simple way, what if the Rogue Engine website was a website built with no code? So basically using the components, the things that I have here, like the whole no code system, and all of the HTML UI stuff. So Rogue Engine would be officially a website. The Rogue Engine website would be a Rogue Engine application built with no code. That would be amazing. That would be a very message there saying, build a Rogue Engine with no code. Like this website is built with Rogue Engine with no code. That's a statement, right? Because that's when you make a statement. This page, this is not just, your we're not just saying this, right? This is it. This is the result. You can see it. And so it's very visible. It's visceral. And yeah. And it's honest. I think it's honest, right? It's more honest than just saying, yeah. Oh, we have Dumbbell Ren here. Dumbbell Ren surely has cool ideas. That would be cool, says Miss Le. Yeah, indeed, mate. Dumbbell Ren saying, oh, fireworks. Yeah, someone's going on with fireworks there. Could be bot animation and shader flicking to show different styles, actions. Could be fighting bots, effects of explosions and so on, like a background scene with Rogue Engine in the middle. When the scrolling moves along waypoints in the scene and show different camera perspective angles. I was thinking like something, honestly, I want something simple that will load fast, right? I don't want to like recharge it with many 3D models and things like that. If we can do this with very simple, like very lightweight things, repeating things, I think it needs to be, it doesn't need to show the 3D models. I think it needs to show in a classy way the capabilities of the engine without overpopulating the screen. Maybe not even adding physics, just purely everything, just the scrolling. I think the scrolling changing I love the scroll and change like the camera angles or the camera, so maybe the camera rotating with the scrolling, like rotating around something. It needs to have, I think, like a theme. I think it needs to be sort of classy in that way, you know, like it needs to be tasteful. I think it needs to be tasteful, not cluttered. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I think the idea about the, you know, I like the scrolling moves the camera along waypoints. That's the you're cooking something there. And but yeah, I think explosions, robots, and all those things, I think that's way too much. I mean, it's things that I love, but I don't want to overcrowd. Needed to sort of like maybe it could be like a thing you enter, like experience something, like you just click and it enters a room and does something, you know, when you want to see an example, you know, and you enter there and you see some examples, and you enter a room where you can test things, and you can click and play a game. Maybe it takes you to a page where you can play one of the examples. But if the website itself had the examples, maybe the examples page could have a bunch of, like, could be an app in itself. That would be cool, definitely. Yeah, and that's the page that does the cool stuff, and then everything else could just be like the main theme could be like a camera moving around things. But I'm thinking about what the theme is, what's behind. Surely the Rogue Engine logo has to be there in some shape or form. Something is moving definitely in three dimensions, but I really don't know what. So, you know, classy, say tasteful, without much without adding too much clutter. I don't want someone to be downloading assets, you know, to load the Rogue Engine app, to load the Rogue Engine website. You know, it's like, okay, you know, just open it and it works like boom, like that. And yeah, it's very fast. That's what I would want, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, throw ideas. Anything goes. We'll talk about that. But yeah, thanks for that idea, Dan Balren. Dan Balren is a legend. By the way, Dan Balren just built a. It's making his the Rust server he's building. It's just insane. It's how many you say, like 10,000 users at the same time, 10,000 clients or something like that. Well, with the Rapier was I think you said 1,000, right? 1,000 concurrent people with the like, yeah, I think you said 1,000, right? I don't remember exactly. I have to go back there and see it, but yeah, so amazing, mate. Oh yeah, I think, do you remember this? Maybe some of you haven't seen it, but yeah, this is also made with no code, right? It's also made with the same bird, and it has, you know, like polar limits as well, and it's this component. This is just a test with the no, where's the player? Here it is. So this is the player controller, and the player controller thing is this one, right? So this is the component, and basically what it's doing is in every update, so when it starts, is checking when it collides with something, it's just removing it. That's why you can just collide with these spheres and they will be removed, right? There you go. So but yeah, and every frame is calling the move and the set view. And yeah, the set view is just moving the camera around, all with no code, setting it, and you know, it's doing a whole trick, you know, bring the camera in, rotating it, moving it back. It rotates it with a mouse, moves it to this, you know, rotates it the amount you've moved the mouse, then it pulls it back to the distance, to the preset distance, to camera distance, and with the camera height and all that. So yeah, that's fairly interesting. And then the move is simply doing a move with the flat camera angle, so that if it doesn't matter if you're sort of aligned like this, you know, pointing there or pointing here, you know, the camera, it will always move your player forward to the flat forward, regardless of the angle of the camera. But yeah, always look into the flat forward of the camera. So yeah, it's a few lines of code, right? It's not that much, and it's all built. It's one of the most complicated things in game development, is making a good, smooth controller, I think. That is nice, and and making it with no code. I mean, it's just incredibly cool. So yeah, and it handles smoothness as well. It only moves if it's looking into that direction. That's something else I looked into. Like, so you can see here, only moves if it's looking into the direction that we're moving into. So once it's in front of that direction, it starts moving. Otherwise, it doesn't. So you see how it starts moving only when you reach a certain threshold of that direction, right? Otherwise, it doesn't move. It doesn't move until it reaches there, and then it moves. You see. There you go. So yeah, you can see there the 3D log with fire animation behind. Yeah, that could be cool too. Yeah, some kind of particles. Particles are always cool. Particles add some cool stuff. And 100,000 sync per second, and 1,000 to 5,000 rapier collision bodies. That's insane. That's just insane, man. Well, and rapier is actually rapier is rust, right? So you could, yeah. I mean, are you using the rust, the bevy one on the background, or are you using the like rust? Sorry, are you using the bevy one, or are you using the like the one bevy uses, or the rapier that the rapier JS? Because you have the rapier rust rapier, right? And then you have, like, I think it's the original, and then you have the wasm rapier, right? So that would be cool to know which one it is, because I think there should be a difference, right, in not needing the bindings. Well, I guess you're using the rust rapier if your server is rust. That probably make more sense. I guess that's why it's so fast. But yeah. Okay. Let's see what else can we do today. There were no questions other than that one. So okay, let's try and see if we can make this other game. I came here with no plans at all. Oh no, where is it? Oh, here is a test game. Here we go. So I was trying to realize if how we can make this a more interesting sort of game. We need some sort of threats. We need something else here. Yeah, this is not fun as it is. So Danba Ren saying it's Rust Rapier 3D on Rust server in async multi-thread environment. So it's Rust Rapier 3D on Rust server. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, that's fast. Yeah. I mean, that will make your server fast, wouldn't it? Yeah, 100%. So okay, let's do something interesting here, because we're just 1 hour into the live stream. We've done some cool things, showing you, like, just going through things that we've done. But yeah, Mr. Lay, they're saying make some rocks fall. That could be interesting. Some rocks, something. Okay, so here's the idea. You made me think of something now. What if we are avoiding the obstacles now? Because right now we're thinking about this as in we are collecting things. But what if we're actually what if there are eggs that we can collect and there are rocks that can kill us? So the eggs falling down here won't do anything, but there are things that can kill us falling down, right? So we need to make sure they don't kill us. So we would have good falling objects, bad falling objects, and something like yeah, so good objects, bad objects, and then we have maybe some other collectible. So we have like lives, maybe one collectible has an effect like lives. One collectible has an effect of giving us a score, and another collectible has an effect of giving us lives, right? So we could do that. What do you think? Does that sound cool? Yes, different falling objects. Let's mislay. Different falling objects would make the game interesting. Yeah. So some things can kill you, some things give you lives, and some things give you score. But we would lose the death thing, right? Because we don't care now about dying or living or something. We just care about things falling on our heads. Which is cool, right? I mean, I think it's cool. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Oh. Thing's cold already. I've been drinking for a while. It's already kind of cold. It's totally killed. I had a shower just before the live stream. Left it here and now it's totally ruined. See if I can heat it up a little bit. Usually you open it up like this inside. Just make some space for the bottom there of the bombilla, of the little straw there. And just pour right in there. So, yeah. Some tricks you learn along the way. Yeah, but it didn't work. It's not warm enough. Yeah. It's just kind of cold. Yeah. What can you do? Still good. Yeah, okay. So what are we going to do then? We have our prefabs, we have an egg. So we also need some kind of rock. Let's say the X gives us points. So the X gives us points. The rocks hit us hard and we lose lives. And then we could have like hearts. And those hearts will give us not death. Will give us lives. So score and all things. So okay, let's do that. Let's do rock. What could it rock be? Yeah, let's not use complicated assets. Let's just bring in some stupid thing and create a rock here. It's just so we'll add a group. We'll call this rock. Okay. And yeah, we'll add a rapier body. We'll make this yeah, we'll just leave it dynamic like that. And we'll add in here a yeah, we'll add another group. We'll call this shape, call this mesh. And yeah, and in here we will add the different parts of it. How will it be? It could be Nico. Let's see. Let's look at it here. Could be an icosahedron like this. Maybe we could like rotate it a little bit, like on the side, like this, or like something like that. And yeah. In fact, we could just randomly rotate them. Yeah, well, let's do that. Just keep it 0, 0, 0. Okay. And what we'll do is we will rotate this randomly. What do you think? We'll rotate them randomly. Okay. So, yeah, we'll do that. Let's create a material here. Materials. This is the development version, so we may have problems here. So yeah, don't worry about that. If we have some issues, it's normal. We will probably have some problems here. Yeah, so don't worry about that. We may have some issues like keeping the materials in the things. No. I don't like this material. Normal material. No normal material. Let's use a Lambert material. Yeah, let's just use that. Yeah, the basic one is way too basic. It has no shadows in it or anything. So yeah, let's leave it at that, and then we'll randomly rotate the rock around. Yeah, just make a random X and Y rotation, something like that. We'll rotate them between two numbers, and that's it. Yeah, we'll do that. So now here we have a rock. I don't think we'll be able to keep, like I said, the color, for instance, and things like that. We'll probably lose our yeah, we will probably lose the material. Don't worry about it. Okay. If we lose it, if the material dies, it's okay. We need the collider. So we'll add a collider here. So we'll add an object 3D. I will add it out here. And we'll say this is the collider. And we'll say it's a sphere. No, ball. It's called rapier ball. Ball. There you go. Yeah, I like it there. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, or we can make the mesh a bit bigger, right? Make the mesh like one. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's okay. There it is. Now we simply bring it in here. And there you go. We have a rock. Okay, and now we need a heart. How can we make a heart here, right? Call this heart. We'll add another group. We'll call this mesh. And we'll add, what else? We'll add, how can we make a heart with this thing? Something that looks like a heart. What could be the live thing? I'm trying to really work around not needing any sort of a model here. I'm really working myself not to add models. Yeah. Absolutely insane me, eh? My goodness. Yeah, no, I don't think we can use this for it. I was thinking we could like align it in a certain way, but I don't think. No, it's never gonna look like a heart, is it? No, I don't think so. Let's see. Let's say. Oh. Okay, Missile is saying it's cool. It would not just be a simple game of collecting everything. Yeah. Absolutely. I love the idea. Damarin saying, make animation when stone hits bird. It will scale y into y. So it's like, sorry, it will scale y into 1. So it's like squish. Animation when the stone hits the bird. All right. So squishing the bird, like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we could, like, okay. So you say making a programmatic animation. Yeah, we could see how because we don't have a scaling. We don't have scaling for our actions, so we could try that. We could use that for the yeah, we could use that sort of having like a scaling, like squishing it down until it reaches 0, even or until it reaches a certain number at a certain speed, right? We could squish it at a certain speed until it reaches a certain number. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be interesting. Let's try that. Okay, so what will be the heart? You know what? For now, let's not just die with this, because we'll just stay here for a while trying to think, oh, how can we make this something? Why don't we just why don't we just grab like something like a diamond and we make it red? And yeah, because this we can make this red and it will be alive, and then we'll see we'll see how that goes. Okay, yeah, it doesn't work to click here in this development version, so I also have to create a material here. So let's just create well, yeah, let's create a mesh Lambert material, and let's call this yeah, let's call this hard later. Yeah, we don't care anyway. We're just gonna remove it later anyway, so we don't really care. There you go. We just add it to our little thing there. There you go. Okay. Yeah, we'll rename it later and all that. We'll see if we keep it or not. Otherwise, it's just pure nonsense. Okay, so there you go. We have a heart. We have a rock, and yeah. Let's see. Oh, we need to add a collider to this, right? So we'll add. First of all, we need to add a rapier body. Then we need to add a collider. Yeah. So we'll add here collider. Collider. And we'll add a what's it called? Ball. There you go. That's good. Yeah. There it is. So we will no, nothing. We will come here to the prefabs, and we'll simply bring this here. So this will be our heart, our rock, and the egg. Let's make the egg round. Sorry, let's make the egg something like, wait, can we make yeah, let's make the sphere. Yeah, so whoa, what is this? Let's make so 0.5. This 0.5. Oh, because everything's smaller, so we may need to make everything smaller. We'll see. For now, we'll just make it 0.5. So yeah, we'll make it that, and here we'll say for the sphere itself, we will say yeah, we don't want this collider now. We just want this one. And the sphere itself, we will grab it from here and we'll squish it down like this. And now it's an egg. See? Now we have an egg. There you go. So now it's a proper egg. Or something like it looks like an egg. 2 spheres and a rotated box, maybe. It could work, yeah. But yeah, it's just rhomboid thing, and kind of works like a whole octahedron. You know, that's good. Well, it will do for now. It will do for now. Yeah, I think it does. I think it's good enough. Looks good there. This one, yeah. This one, yeah. The egg's a bit small, but I don't know. It's fine. I guess it's fine. I don't know. Yeah, let's leave it like that, and we'll make it more interesting. We'll make it bigger if we need to. For now, it's fine. Okay, so right now we have the eggs falling. Then we need the rocks, and yeah, we have the eggs, we have the rocks and hearts, right? So yeah, let's do this. What can we do here? Okay, let's come in here to the egg collector thing. Let's remove all this. We really don't need all this. Let's just remove it. It's just bothering us right at this point. It's just being here. Yeah, it's just bothering us. Yeah, save this. And yeah, let's add another field. Well, 2 fields we need. Let's just add it up here. Add them up here just with the egg. And this will be a prefab as well. Look, the search. I added this search thing. You know, now you can like enter there. You know, so you can select prefab and enter, and it works now. So that's a big addition. Usually, before you had to like go there. So yeah, this is another thing I worked on. We have hard prefab, and this will be the rock prefab. There you go. So yeah, and we will inspect them. There it is, and we'll save. So now we have fields for them, and we'll add the hard thing, the rock. There you go. There it is. And what else will we do? Well, yeah, we need to do something with them, right? We need to instantiate them. So right now, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, every so many seconds, instantiate an egg. But we could say every so many seconds, instantiate one of the 3. Okay, so instead of having like an egg prefab, hop prefab, and rock prefab, we could have one between 0 and 2, right? Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that, and we can instantiate random range, and we could get any of them to come back to come down. Hey, what do you say? So let's do that. So instead of having this, we'll remove these 3. Okay, no more of these. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll add a list, say an array of, see how you can add, you have an array, and now you can say what type of array, and the array will be a type prefab. There you go. So you have an array of prefabs, and this will be our what are they? I don't know. assets, prefabs. Call them prefabs because yeah, I don't know the name. I don't know what should we call them. I don't really care either. It's no point. So let's just call them inspects like that. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll add them there in the list. But yeah, I just want to show you, we have the egg prefab still here. This should show now a red thing around it. That's what I want to achieve. Now everything like this should have a red thing around it and say, hey, this is wrong. There's no egg prefab. You know, it should show like when you hover over it, it just say there is no egg prefab field. So that you know that there's an error here, because right now you have no way of knowing if you've been using that field, you removed it, and where is it now? Okay, it should show you that the field has been removed. We don't have the functionality. That's the thing. That's like the one thing I'm working on right now. So many different things that you don't know, you don't think about, and then suddenly you start. Oh yeah, that suddenly find it, and it's frustrating, isn't it? So yeah, let's do that. So we'll remove this from here. What we'll do now is we'll say add after, and we'll do array get at, right? And from which array? From the prefabs array, right? And this is the first time I do this, by the way. So it will be a random range between 0. This one should be array. Oh, we don't have a get length for array or something like that. Okay, so yeah, I should make some kind of get length or something. So for now, we'll just add a number. We'll do something else later. For now, it'll just be from 0 to 2, right? Because it's indexed, so 0, 1, or 2, right? We have these two options, and we want to floor it. Yes, true. In this case, we totally want to floor this, and yeah, it will return one of the prefabs. So it will be selected prefab, right? And what we'll do is we'll instantiate the selected prefab, and we'll do and this now will be called instance, like it should be called, right? So it's the instance of a selected prefab, and yeah, you see how it renamed it there automatically. That's how it should do. You should have that kind of feedback instantly. So if it's not going to rename it because it's disappeared, then it should just tell you this is wrong. This, something like that. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're not giving it any parent or anything because we don't have any object there to add it. So it's just going to add it in the scene. There you go. So what we do now is we save this, and we'll have a list here now, a prefab list. So we can add our 3 prefabs. So let's come in here and say, okay, so we have the egg, we have the heart, and we have the rock. There you go. Okay. So yeah, and we will save the scene because we changed the scene configuration. This is part of the scene, right? So we're changing, we're saving that, and yeah, we should have one of these falling down now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's they're just falling down there. Yeah, probably let's refresh this because I've had this is the development version and I've had it open. There's a memory leak in the development version, so because it's something I've added that is causing a memory leak. So let's refresh this. It's gonna make our things go much smoother. It was smooth, but I'm just worried that it will start trembling. Now we have yeah, we've been here for a while. It's probably going to start causing trouble. Yeah, I know what the memory leak is, but and it's related to me just doing everything separate, right? I don't have like everything until I join these things that I'm building into the engine directly. It's the memory leak is just going to be there, so I just have to assume that and join everything, and yeah, that's when things are actually going to start working on our favor here. But for now, it's kind of, you see how now things will start looking more fluid. This thing is a bit it's like it's falling up, yeah, with a bit less of a I guess let's see. Wait. What's the name? Oh no, prefabs. Yeah, this has a gravity scale of 2, and everything else should have probably a gravity scale of 2 or something like that, right? So let's give this gravity scale of 2 as well. Let's give everything a gravity scale of 2. So that, yeah, so this one, gravity scale of 2. And let's save it, and we'll make the rock have a gravity scale. Maybe the rock should have like a 3. The rock should fall like fast. Maybe, I don't know. I guess. Yeah. And we'll remove the death thing. Yeah, we'll remove this thing. We don't need this now. Or probably we'll leave it there. We'll just move it down here. We'll just use it to make things disappear. Yeah, we'll do that. Just move it a bit down. I will say whenever something hits that, it should be destroyed, and that's it. So yeah, let's do that. But yeah, we'll do that later. Let's see this. Okay. So this is the bird and this is the floor. Yeah, so whenever it collides, so whenever the floor collides with anything, actually, it should just remove the other thing. Yeah, but whatever you collide with, just remove it. We don't care about lives, we don't care about anything, just remove whatever you collide with. That's what we'll do with floor. And yeah, so it'll remove anything that falls down there into the floor, you see. Okay, the floor. Yeah, well, let's save this prefab. I didn't save it. There you go. Yeah, let's see. Whoa. Oh, there you go. No rocks falling? Where are the rocks? 0, 1, and 2. I don't see any rocks, like no rocks here. Come on. 1 rock. Give me 1 rock. Come on, mate. What's going on? Okay. Let's see. 0, 1, and 2. Is it that this thing is not really doing Maybe you shouldn't be flooring it. Let's say 3. Let's use 3. Yeah. And see if it does anything. It should error sometimes with 3. Yeah. I think it's the flooring that just breaks things. But yeah. Sometimes it will error with this. I need to change the algorithm, the algorithms thing, because otherwise he'll never reach 2. we need to make it so that it's a proper sign a round. It should be a rounding and not a flooring, basically, right? Okay, and we'll make this. We want more rocks. Yeah, but I think it's never really reaching the maximum. So if it never reaches 2, I think it just goes to either 0 or 1, right? So that's a problem, because you're never, if you're in 0 point something, it's going to be 0, and if you're in 1 point something, it's going to be 1, but it's never 2 point something, so it's never going to be 2, and it's rarely going to be 2, right? Unless it's 2, it's never going to be 2. So we could say like 2.5, and it'll never be 3, and we know it's never going to error. But yeah, that will give you very little chances of it being a rock. But yeah, let's add, also we want more rocks than hearts or eggs, right? So what we'll do is we'll simply add more rocks. We want more chances of it being a rock than it being an egg or a heart. So we'll say for every egg and heart, we'll have 2 rocks or 3 rocks. We could say that, right? Let's add another rock and see how we feel about it. Let's just add another one here. And yeah, we'll come here to the component, and we'll change this to edit 3.9. Okay. Yeah, so that it's going to fall within the 3 as well, right? We have a chance of it falling in 3. There you go. Let's add more rocks and more, yeah, let's do that. You know what? In fact, yeah, we'll do it like this, but we need to get length and use the length, maybe. Let's do that. Let's do that later, but for now, we'll just do it like this, and then we'll add the length thing, because that means that we don't have to go and change the number every time. So in fact, let's do that now. Let's add we need an action to get the length, because I haven't added that yet. And that will really make our lives much easier. So we need an action to get the length of an array. So instead of using this, we'll just use an array length thing, right? I have one, I think, half-baked. Here, length, array, say array. No, we have here. Have some that I planned, I never added. So yeah, they're right here. Get add. Let's do this. Let's say returns. We'll say just returns number, length, say length, and we'll say, this is how you define a function, by the way. Fernando saying, hey, this was fun. Great to see how Rogue Engine can be worked with. I have to drop. Have fun and cheers. Thanks, mate. And you can watch it later. It will be there in the yeah, it will be right there in the YouTube channel, so you can go watch it anytime. But thanks for joining us, mate. And we can, if you have any more questions, just leave them there in the Discord, and yeah, we'll see more of it, mate. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we'll just pass in an array as a parameter. So as a parameter, we pass in the array called array. We return a number, its length, and we'll and here instead of this, we'll just say Yeah, we don't need an index here, so we all have is the array, and we'll say array dot length. There you go. So all we do is we return the length there. There you go. So array. So it's the length of an array. For once, I'm writing the description. Incredible, and like I totally never do. And yeah, let's bring this here. Let's bring this thing here in. Yeah. So. Yeah, let's come here. Let's say length. So say length prefabs. There you go. There it is. Now we have we're passing a random range between 0 and the length. That's fine. In it, we could say length minus 0.1, but yeah, just not worry about that. It's never going to be the length. So yeah, now we don't need to come here and change that every time. So we can add like everything we want. Just let's make it let's make this a list of 10, okay? So that we have like a chances set up, right? So what are the chances going to be like? So we're gonna have maybe say 30% eggs, 2%, 20% hearts, or 1% hearts. Let's say 1% hearts. Okay, so we'll add the hearts first. Like 0 is the hearts, right? So we have egg, maybe a bit more, right? So we have some more eggs. We'll start adding rocks at the very end, and we say the more we want is more like eggs and rocks. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll have 50-50. Okay, and we'll see how that goes. Probably some rocks, like 50-50 rocks and eggs, more or less. It's not 50-50, but you know, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I added 10. Yeah, so yeah, I don't care. It's fine. We have 1 extra chance for a rock. I forgot that it was indexed because I'm an idiot apparently. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that, and yeah, we'll save this, and let's look at it. So now, you know, rocks fall, eggs, rocks, eggs, and once in a while you get a heart. You get 2 hearts there. You get another heart. Oh, look at that. You see? So we have some chances of getting a heart, some chances of getting eggs, some chances of getting rocks. Like mostly we get rocks and eggs. There you go. Sometimes you get a bunch of hearts for some reason, but yeah, that's interesting. Okay, now we should make it so that whenever we get hit by a rock, we lose a life, and whenever we get hit by a heart, we gain we gain a life, right? So let's do that. Let's make that happen. So yeah, so whenever in this case we're getting hit by an egg, is that an else if? Hey, what about we test our else ifs? Let's test the else ifs. Let's say if let's say this, right? If equals, instead of this, we'll test this, right? So we'll say equals get name of other is what is it? Say in this case is if the name of the other one is heart. Let's say heart first, and then the other one. Yeah, let's add another another else if. It should be equals get name of other is edit rock. There you go. So first of all, whichever hits you will remove. So yeah, but just remove whatever hits you, right? Oh wait, no, because we don't want to remove the walls. Yeah, we don't want to remove the walls. And wait, oh, what happened with that? Okay, we just had a bug there. Oh no. Yeah, this just went down here because I selected this. Yeah, okay. So when you select this, it's a whole if. When you select this, it's adding it, you know, next to this. It is, so this is basically adding it next to its sibling. So it's treating it as a sibling. So when you add it here, it's treating it as a sibling, you see? So if I put it here, it'll add it as a child. Put it here, it adds as a child. You put it here, it adds it as a sibling, right? If you put it like this, it'll just move it down. You see? So yeah, we need to add it as a sibling there. I still don't have the copy one. I need a copy paste or a duplicate, you know, sort of duplicate and just add it here. I love that, but we don't have that yet. So yeah, just to remove. That's another one I need to add. You see how you keep having to add shit? Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So let's add another remove. Well, I don't know. The rock. Do we want to remove the rock? Maybe the rock hits you and we actually want to see the rock hitting you. Yeah, let's not remove the rock. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not remove the rock. That would be fun. Yeah, let's not remove the rock. So we can do what Dan Bauer said, you know, doing the squish thing. That'll be cool. And we will see the rock kind of bouncing on your head. That'll be cool. So we add after, we need a set field. We need a set field lives. We're going to set it to, in this case, it will be add, lives plus 1. Yeah. And we will set HTML set, and it will be lives UI. We'll set it to lives. Oh, lives. There you go, to whatever lives has. And now what we'll do is we'll say, we won't remove the rock, but what we'll do is whenever we hit a rock, we'll say set field lives to subtract lives. We'll subtract 1, right? So we'll just add 1 there. And we'll say that set HTML set here. We'll set it to lives UI. We'll set it to lives. There it is. Nice, right? So we are basically setting the lives UI, setting the score UI. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That should work. Here we're doing it with an expression, so you see how an expression works. This expression, right? You can set it like it's a Boolean expression for the if. So the Boolean, it takes a Boolean, a condition, and you can set a Boolean expression, which lets you say, okay, get name equals. You know, you can add different. You can add different operators there. So you can form Boolean expressions here, or you have like these actions that sort of mixed together in this way. So you know, equals get name other, get name from other, and if that equals hard, then so these two are parameters of equals. You see, basically that. It's two ways of writing the same thing, and we have two else ifs here, so that's cool. I'm happy with that. Let's hit save, and we'll come down here and we'll say okay. So we hit and did one of these. We score. We lose a life there. Oh, we lost a life there. Oh, and you see all the bong we hit. That's cool, right? We get the boing. There you go. We gain a life. Oh no, did we gain a life? No, we didn't gain a life. Oh yeah, we gain a life. Let's see. Yeah. Boing. Boing. Yeah. Oh, we could have the rocks fall at different speeds. First of all, yeah, we need to rotate the rocks. But right now we don't know if it's rock or not, right? So we need to have some way to discriminate to know if it's rock or not. It's still not a lot of fun to play, honestly. Like, it's not fun. I'm not having fun. Like, we need way more rocks. We need like many more rocks. So many more rocks. Like, we need to add a bunch of them. Yeah. Yeah, this is not sustainable. This array thing is not very sustainable. Yeah, I don't think how I don't know how long we can keep up with this. Yeah. In order to be fun, it needs to be difficult. And right now it isn't at all. Like, no, it's not fun. So yeah, let's see 17 elements. Let's save this and let's test it and see how that goes. So we have one there, one there. Yeah, maybe different speeds. Yeah, this is not fun. Hmm. Maybe the intervals should be shorter in between things. We could make the interval something like 0. We can make this 0.3 and 0.6. Let's see how that goes. Okay, we're talking now. Okay. Yeah, we have frame drops. I don't know why we have these frame drops. Okay, this is getting. Why do we have these frame drops? What is this? Yeah, no, we shouldn't be having any frame drops here. This is the memory leak that I told you about. It's just causing chaos here. Yeah. Yeah, it's causing some garbage collections that are causing trouble. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now this is a lot more fun. This is now feeling a bit more difficult. This is now feeling like, hey, we have something here. Yes. Oh, yeah. When you want to risk it to get one of these eggs and suddenly, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's just gonna fall on your head. Yeah, I like it. Okay, this is more fun now. Yeah. We're talking now. We're talking. We need more frequency. Yeah, we need more frequency. We need like. Yeah, let's do 2 and 5. Yeah, let's get this going. Yeah, there you go. Whoa, yeah. I'm filling in more now. Yeah. Whoa. I couldn't get that one. Yeah, so this is a fight for the eggs. So you know, you need to kind of... Oh, I couldn't risk that one. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Oh, yeah, no, don't try to get that one. Trying to get smarter than getting that egg. No. Too many hearts falling down though. We need less hearts. But it's just 1 in like 17. Okay. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, I'm never going to lose. I'm never going to lose. Okay, we're going to make the rocks fall faster. See, like 4, okay? Save the rocks. Save the rocks. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, rocks are falling so fast, they're pushing the eggs around. Yeah. It's just pushing the eggs around. I love how they just push the... Okay, yeah. I got hit. I got hit twice now. Yeah, we need to make this. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that got hard. Yeah. I see how this would be way more fun on mobile. And whoa. Oh, we could make the player move slower. Okay, let's make the player move slower. Yeah. So that we're more precise in our movements, but also like we have less time to move around. And if we make a mistake, we're dead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm filling in now. Oh. There it is. Yeah. We're there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. We're close. Let's do 20, and it's all rocks here. Yeah. We need to reduce the chances of getting hearts. Okay. So we are adding 20 in our list. Well, it's 21. And it's mostly rocks. Okay. We'll save this and we'll play here. Okay. Whoa, yeah, this is hard now. Okay, this just become very, very hard. You have to actually struggle to get any point here. Yeah. Okay, this is cool now. Yeah. There we go. Yes. Yeah, I can feel myself. I can feel the adrenaline. A little bit at least. Let's make the player slower. So let's make ourselves like 10. See how that goes. Oh no, that's a lot. That's too slow. That's way too slow. No, that's way too slow. Let's do 15. See how that goes. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. This is hard now. Okay, this is hard now. This is hard now. Now you have to think about your movements. Very. Oh. Yeah. Oh, don't get hit. This is the game. The name of the game is Don't Get Hit. That's the name of the game. Oh, whoa. Boom. There you go. Okay, why did I do that? Oh. Whoa. I just got hit by 2 rocks at once. Oh no, I couldn't get that one. Boom. Got that. See, there I died. Okay, so we died. Okay. So we have a missile day. We need to make it harder. Yeah. I think we made it quite harder now. A bit harder at least. It would probably be best to make weighted random prefab algorithm, but the array thing works as proof of concept. Yeah, definitely. Also, this is like a we need to make it the simplest possible way for my wife to do this game. Like, if my wife can do this, then we're happy, right? It's just the chance of hard is a bit generous right now. Yeah, indeed. We get too many hearts. Unless we actually make ourselves start with like 1 life. And, you know, so you have like 1 chance. So it gets hard until you start getting hearts, you know? And so it's not that you get from 3 to 5 or 6. Now you get from 1 to 3. And you have less chances of getting hit by a rock, you see. I think that will make it more interesting. Also, the chances of maybe we could make it like move up and down. And that would also like make it very dangerous to go above. So if you start getting like cocky and start getting up, like going up, you will have higher chances of getting hit. But it could be the chance of gaining a point versus no. So that would be interesting too. We got Ngatai or Njitanai or Ngatai 1001. I don't know. Tell me how I pronounce this, please. Is this Ngatantai? Gatantai? Is that the way, or is it Enchitantai? Enchitantai or Gtantai? Tell me how. And yeah, it's a JS Game Engine. Is it easy to learn? Well, it is easy to learn. You can check them out. Check out my YouTube channel because you're on Twitch. Whatever names. Okay, mate. Yeah. So you can check out my YouTube channel. There you have some videos there. Same name. You can find me as beardscript there as well. And you'll see some videos there. You can find it also rogueengine.io, and you'll see some videos there to teach you how to use it. Oh, it's fairly simple, yeah. But we're checking. What we're doing here is we're playing with the 1.0, which is it's the development version of the 1.0, which will be released soon. And we're using the no code system, the visual scripting that I built. You can move things around. You see you have these little blocks of things that you can move around. And sort of like Scratch, if you've used Scratch before. So programming is sort of made as Scratch for games. So you can do it with JS directly. So you can write your components with JavaScript. Like, you know, you have some components written, you know, like this, you know, that do things more or less complicated, depending on what you're looking for. But let's see, to show you a little example here, but of components we have, say, like the traditional bird controller here, right? It's just if we if we get the bird flap pressed down, this is the bird flap input, then and this is how you set an input, right? So you apply an impulse up, right? We reset the linear velocity, we apply an impulse up. That's basically what it's doing. Yeah, it should be simple to learn. And there you go. Missile is saying it's easy to learn. And yeah, you can join our Discord there, and we can help you out as well. We're always there. Missile can attest to that. Missile is one of the great contributors to the Discord there, of our little but proud Discord community. All right, a bunch of people left, and I have to leave because I realize how late it is. So we'll continue with this later. I think it's interesting what we just built. I see a bunch of people left. Oh my god, we are like 3 people right now. This is like nobody here now. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, we built something. I think we built something that's interesting now. We have something going on that it's yeah, cool, I guess. It's not too complex. Whoa, there you go. Yeah, this is cool. I don't know. It's called Don't Get Hit. And it's, don't get hit by a rock. We should probably have like the rock one separated and instantiated separately with a higher chance or something like that. Maybe the heart as well. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's for now, this specific game. Yeah, it should be fun enough. Don't get hit by a rock. And yeah, it could also be just points coming in, and then this is just boosters for points. It's 22, 23, 24. You should probably get points just for being alive, or something. I don't know. Maybe that's too millennial. You get points just for being alive. Oh my god. Yeah, just for participation. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, we should start with 0. Probably we should start with like 1 life, and you get, and that's when it gets difficult, right? Because you need to actually get the hearts, right? Yeah, let's remove this. I don't know why we are having like some issues there with the thing has some memory leaks there. Yeah, I need to fix the memory leaks with this thing. Yeah. Whoa. There you go. Yeah, I like this. I'm happy with this. I'm okay with this. I'm not like, whoa, so happy with this, but I'm okay with this. There, I got hit. I think there's something else needed to make this really fun. We'll see. Next live stream, I'm going to come with ideas. You also think of ideas, join our Discord, go into Livestream Talk. There's a channel there called Livestream Talk. And you can give me ideas of how can we make this more fun. What else does this need? We need to think of mechanics. Then we'll do what Dambao Ren said in the next one, like just shrinking the thing when he gets hit by the rock. That would be cool. And yeah, if it's 0 life, it's just it shrinks down and dies. That would also be cool. So yeah, we'll think of something. We'll add some menus as well, something else. But yeah, we need some kind of something, right? Yeah, we need something else. This is not enough. This is definitely not enough. Yeah, we'll also add some kind of background because this background will not do. We need something better than this. All right. Thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun having you here. It was a lot of fun sharing this moment with you. I had a lot of fun, certainly. I hope you had fun as well. And yeah, next live stream is going to be Thursday, hopefully. I think it will. Yeah, So yeah, keep an eye out for the next live stream, probably Thursday at 7 p.m. as always, 7 p.m. GMT. As always, thanks so much for joining. See you next time. Bye bye.